And it's going to take a team effort between Ohio and Virginia to bring our country back. It's up to the states to lead the way. But at my first event this year in Ohio, we had protesters outside. And there was a man who came in, he was in the photo signing session. He wanted me to sign his book. His son was there. They took a picture with me. I asked him, "Where's your wife tonight?" And he said, "She's actually one of the protesters outside." It's cracked me up, so maybe that's happening in here. That's the USA, right? So I made a commitment. After that, I said, for the rest of this year, whenever we have protesters outside,
pray for them.
We're going to go, we will always pray for them.
Yeah.
And we will do our best, and I've done my best. My commitment was going to go outside and talk to them. We're not going to bend our will to them. Our spine will remain of steel, but we will still speak to those who disagree with us, extend the courtesy that they may not extend us in return. That's what we're going to do. So I went to Wayne County. Thank you. I'll take that. And that's who we are. So I'll close with this. It was an event in Wayne County that I went to in Ohio this spring. And it reminded me of this because it was really hot, just like today. It was in May, and there was a protest outside. There's a woman. I go out and I speak to her. Made our commitment. We talked to the protest. She comes up to me. She's an older woman. She's upset. She's screaming at me. She asks, "Why are you cutting our veterans' benefits?" Took me aback. I said, "We're not cutting your veterans' benefits." She said, "No, you're cutting our veterans' benefits. Why are you cutting our veterans' benefits?" I said, "Listen, ma'am, we're not cutting your veterans' benefits. A governor can't do it. And most importantly, we as Republicans and as Americans stand for the people who have served our country.
That's right.
So we're not cutting your veterans' benefits." But tell me, where did you hear that? She thought about it for a second and she said, "I don't know. I heard it somewhere." I said, "Where'd you probably see it? Who knows?" You know? And so I asked her, "Where did you serve?" She said, "I served in Vietnam." Think about this. Think about the protesters outside, where they get their information. A Vietnam War veteran is out protesting an event on a hot day like today because somebody told her that I was there to cut her veterans' benefits. So you know what we did? We invited her in. I said, "Come on and join us for dinner." I give her a lot of credit. She came into the dinner. She sat there the whole time. I'm watching her in the audience. Just about right where you are. Keeping an eye on her. She's loosening up over the course of the evening. We asked everybody in the room who's a veteran to stand up. 30 people stand up. She does too. The entire room of Republicans, I'm proud, applauded for her. And then we said, if you're a Vietnam War veteran, please remain standing. She was the only person in a room this size left standing. The entire room applauded for her. And then we told them that she was one of the protesters outside there. And they laughed, just like you guys did. So we actually called her up on stage. I gave her the mic. We asked her to say whatever she felt like saying. "You came here to be heard. We'll let you be heard." She looked at the audience. And she said, "You know what? You all have changed my perspective on Republicans tonight." And I thought that was progress. On one night in Wayne County, Ohio. And I'll tell you what, speaking very honestly with you guys here, I'll tell you what makes me sad. Is that in a normal time, I made that commitment this year. Honest to God, if I came here, I would be outside talking to those protesters. But today I was informed that I couldn't do that. That it wasn't a safe enough environment for us to be anymore speaking to them. And to me, that's not America. To me, this is the country where we can disagree vehemently, but still get together at our best at the dinner table at the end of it. That we win our fellow Americans over through persuasion. As you know what our friend Ronald Reagan did 40 years ago. And you think about this, the beauty of this country. Think about Winsome Sears. We were just talking backstage. She's an immigrant from Jamaica, lived the full arc of the American dream. Right? Think about Jason Miyares. Mom came from Cuba. Think about my parents came halfway around the country to a country where they had nothing to their name, and their son is now positioned to lead that very state. We love that American dream, and that's different about this country. Because you can move to China, and you'd never be Chinese. You could pack your bags and move to Japan, and you would never be Japanese. We could live the rest of our lives in Italy or Germany, and you would never be an Italian or a German. But you could come from any one of those countries to the United States of America, and you could still be an American. As long as you pledge allegiance to the ideals of this country. As long as you work hard, you play by the rules, you get to have a good life and dream for an even better life for your kids. This is a nation founded on those ideals that brought together a divided group of people 250 years ago, including led by this Commonwealth in Virginia. You know what? I believe we can do it again. E pluribus unum means from many, one. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that America over group identity and victimhood and censorship and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. And that is what you have an opportunity to revive and keep alive here in Virginia this November when you will elect Republicans up and down the ballot. We got your back, Virginia. We love you. Thank you for having me. God bless you. And God bless the Commonwealth. And God bless our United States of America. Fight, fight, fight. Let's get it done. Thank you, guys.